Manny MUA.
And Laura Lee.
Your favorite podcast.
Yes. Well, look at there. Watching your favorite podcast on this fine Friday evening.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
Not me.
How are you guys doing this gorgeous day?
You guys, we got some tea to spill.
It's a rapid fire. Like I feel like for us, because we block shoot.
Yeah, we block shoot.
It's our first one's always rapid fire, and the second one's something different.
You guys, we're thinking of having a guest on next week too. Don't you think, Manny? It's time.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's marinate on who we should have on next. Who should we have next?
Maybe we should have them comment like someone they think that would be fun to be on the pod.
Ooh, I like that idea.
What do you guys think? I think that'd be cool.
Okay.
Like, let us know who would be a fun guest to have.
You tell us.
That potentially is in LA.
That we could like actually get. They're
Grab.
gonna be like Mr. Beast.
I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen. No, I don't think Mr. Beast would do that.
Mr. Beast, if you come on our podcast, we will not ask you one analytical YouTube question.
Promise. We will literally just.
We
care
don't know.
for you.
Yeah.
We will just love you.
We'll find other things to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. But today, you guys, we have a rapid fire. But first, of course, we have to do
Peek and Pit.
Peek and Pit.
We have to.
I have no makeup on today.
Me
Is that okay?
I decided to go natural as well.
We're all just very natural today.
I'm like 8 layers in on makeup.
The only reason I just forgot.
Did you know?
Yeah, today's been a crazy day, so I just forgot to apply makeup.
You've had a crazy day already.
I've had a crazy day, so that is why I'm not glam right now.
That's right.
I sound like Moira Rose.
Well, I'm gonna actually start with my peak.
Give it.
Because I put my makeup on early this morning because I've literally been in this warehouse, like downstairs in my warehouse, packing orders all day long for Minimum LA. So there's actually been a lot of confusion. I did a full YouTube video and
let's link it.
Okay, we'll link it.
Below.
That would be great. Because there's been like so much confusion because people are like DMing me often saying, did you start a new brand? Like what's going on? And I've linked my YouTube video a few times. I don't want to keep linking out IG story and annoy anyone, but I'm like, all your information's here. It's like too much for me to talk about like in an IG story. You know what I mean?
Impossible.
I'm like
just so long.
Watch the video. But Nudie Patootie is now Minimum LA. The YouTube video explains the transition and everything behind it.
But it's a transition. It's the same thing.
It's the same brand.
Yep.
Same premise. It's a boutique by me. Just rebranded to Minimum LA. But the reasonings why we did it wasn't just a whim is in the YouTube video. So it's linked below. Check it out.
Yes.
But my peak is that it's back. So we took Nudie Patootie down 5.5 months ago, almost 6 months.
Yeah.
Bummer. And I really missed it. And we rebranded it during that time for good reasons. And it's back now, guys. We sold out a lot of our exclusive items, which are items we created on our own. And
you send me a shirt?
You're going to kill me, but your hoodie has been in my car.
Okay, I'm getting it today.
No, because I didn't drive my car here. That's why I say you're going to kill me. Oh, God.
Oh,
I've been promising him this hoodie forever.
She has, I will admit.
And I was like, I grabbed you one because we sold out of the hoodies.
Yeah, just in case.
So I grabbed you one, took it out of stock, and it's just in my car.
And it's in your car. I was wondering why I didn't see your car outside.
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah. The entire road together today.
Uh-huh.
So, no hoodie for you.
Great.
I'm sorry.
I'll get it the next time.
I'm so sorry. Yes. I know I keep saying the next time I was like sitting in my car, but I knew whenever I was in my office today, I was like, damn, that hoodie's in the car.
You knew, you're like, mother.
I was like, I was so mad at myself, but.
Isn't it so nice to have it back though, by the way? The
oh
brand?
my God. It's so nice. You guys, check it out. It's minimumla.co. And it's a play on the word minimal. If you switch the L and the A around, it spells minimal. And yeah.
But it's nice because it's Minim LA, which is like you're in LA.
Right?
It's just like overall, it's such a good encompassing name.
Thank you. The feedback was huge on YouTube. A lot of people were like, oh, that's great. I hated the name Nudie Patootie. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
You're like this.
I'm like, that's great.
I thought Nudie Patootie was a really cute name, actually.
I thought it was so cute.
Very cute. And it's like a nice like ode to your roots.
Exactly. And it's like I started this boutique, but I didn't want to put my name in it because my makeup brand is Shyla Los Angeles, had my name. So I don't want like 2 stores with my name in it. So I'm like, what could I name a boutique that would still relate it to me? And Nudie Patootie was perfect because it's kind of a boutique-y name. The nudie part of it kind of describes the aesthetic of the boutique. And if you hear the word Nudie Patootie, you automatically know who it belongs to without my name being in it. So it was literally perfect. And that's why I named it Nudie Patootie. But apparently no one really liked the name.
No, I also feel like it's so like the South. It gives me Nudie Patootie is such like a Southern thing to me. So that's why I felt like it just correlated so well.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, oh, Nudie Patootie, it just made sense.
Right.
Plus, it's also like one of your most popular palettes.
It is. It's like a neutral empire over there on Larley, Los Angeles.
Yes.
So it was just perfect. Until it wasn't anymore. Watch the video. But anyways, it's back. So minimumla.co is our new site. I'll link it down below if you guys want to scroll through and check out our new vibe. It's super gorgeous. I'm obsessed.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And it looks stunning. The site is literally stunning. And I will be wearing a hoodie soon. Yes, ma'am. I sure will. He sure will. And the shirts. And the shirts. The t-shirts sold out as well. And the shirts sold out. We're going to get it back in stock. We're also coming out with some other things that we've been working on. Yeah, for you're going to be exclusive items. Yes, they're so good. We have some biker shorts left. They're amazing. We're going to get you in some bikers. I don't know if bikers are my journey. You're going to see my literal cock outline in the biker shorts. Because I'm not going to tuck. We're going to go to the club with you and the bikers. And I'm going to film the whole thing. Hey, our new promo video. Nothing moves when he dances. Yes. That's great. Oh my God. Okay, let me see. Let me think of my peak. So last week I actually ended up going to Hawaii. Oh. And it was fun. I went with my family and we went for a wedding. It was like an old family friend wedding. It was like and I grew up Mormon in the church. Like you're staying in the same church for like your whole life. So they were members of the church. Oh, you guys got really close together. Like we literally grew up together. It's like my other family growing up. And so Sione, his name is, he was getting married. And so we're like, let's just do like a trip out to Hawaii and see it. And he's Tongan and his wife is Polynesian. Oh my God. Polynesian. Tongan? No, yeah, I'm Polynesian. Yeah. So Tongan, Polynesian. And so they did like performances at the wedding. No, and it was themselves? Like, not them, but like their family. Their family. They're like, okay, all of like this is, and then like she performed a little bit with her sisters. They did like the full like Islander dances. There was fire dancing. Wow. It was different. I've never been to a wedding like that. Yeah. Where it was literally like dancing, like those performances, and there wasn't like you having to get up and dance and do that thing. Because like at Mexican weddings, it's very like, baby, the second you sit down, you're up and you're dancing the whole time. You're like fucking, you're going. You gotta move. You gotta move the entire time. So it was nice to see like a different culture's wedding. I was like, that's so cool. It was wild. It was so wild. It was just really, really cool. And it was nice to go. I will say I died of heat stroke over there. Is this your pit or no? No. Okay, this is just an extra side on. It's just like, this took me out. Laura, I don't think I even told you that someone tried to break into the Airbnb. I forgot to tell you this. Yes. Someone tried to break in. I'm so scared. Tell me. So we ended up going to an Airbnb and we stayed in North Shore and it was like a really gorgeous Airbnb. Apparently there's no AC. That about took me out. Why is there no AC? Just question, because like Hawaii is like known for being like really hot. Right, but also because it's on the water, so it's like, oh, it's like the breeze. And I'm like, no. When the breeze is warm, I don't want it. That feels like a European. That feels very European. Feels very London. Very London. Very London it's energy. Giving Paris. Yeah, it's giving Paris. It's giving Paris. Parisian. So I was like, I'm not doing well here. Like I was literally like, I didn't sleep well. I had to take Tylenol PM. To like fall asleep because I was so sticky and hot. Like I sleep like really cold. Listen, so I was not doing okay. What's funny to me, Manny was sending me a couple voice notes explaining the situation, and he's like, "Well, I had to keep my window open, obviously, to get air." And the whole time he's sending this voice note, you just hear, "Oh, yep." Yep. Cars just fly by. It sounds like he's on the side of a freeway sending me voice notes. So we're on like that one busy road that's like in Hawaii, on Oahu. And so the house is here, road is here, water's here. It's literally, the road is 20 feet in front of us. Oh, God. So I had to keep my window open because it's so hot and I need a breeze. But the cars are so loud. It woke me up multiple times throughout the night where I literally like jolted up because it rained one of the nights. And it like shook me because it's so loud. I can't. I was like, I just wasn't doing well. No. But
So we ended up going across the street to the water. We're like, okay, we're gonna go like snorkel. We're gonna hang out and do our thing. And I was like, this is brave because me and my mom almost drowned in Hawaii. Yeah. And I was like, I haven't been in the water since.
Oh no
I've
way.
not been like snorkeling in the water since then. Because I've just been like, it traumatized me. So I haven't been since. And so we're in the water and it's like literally just to hear. So I'm like,
you're fine.
I'm fine. Like I was like in it. We see a man walk up to our Airbnb because it's right across the street, but we're in the water.
What?
He walks up to Airbnb. Going around, he's like knocking on the door, and like we're obviously like out here. We're kind of like, and he has like a worker's jacket on, like the little like that looks like a cone almost. The orange jackets,
a reflective
like jacket. So he's like kind of knocking, and we're like, that's so weird. And we're kind of like, we're not gonna say, we're just watching because we're not gonna say anything because we're like, huh? He's like let's say like half a football field away at this point. So he's knocking on the door. He goes onto the other like side door, knocks on the door, goes to the side door, tries to open it. The side door.
And y'all were sitting back watching.
And we're literally like, so as soon as he tried to open the door, my dad and Nick both got out of the water and like walked down. They're like, can we help you? So they went over to talk to him. And me and my mom were like,
freaking out.
Like, what the fuck? Like, if we were in there, like that would have been so like, weird.
Scary.
So he's tried to open the door and the guy was like, oh. And so he gave my dad a story. He goes, oh, I was just like trying to find the like owner of the house because I want to like rent it potentially to like move into. So
you try to bust through the door?
Yeah.
No.
But that was like my dad's like
he tried
totally
it.
Just gave us a story.
Why would you? Come on, dude. He didn't know that y'all were watching.
He had no idea that we were watching it as we were like across the entire time.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and so he left, and my mom took like as he was leaving, my mom has her phone up like this, taking a photo of his driver's license. She's like, I'm gonna make it obvious, and I was like. Not us, like literally almost getting broken into.
What is going on?
That's crazy.
I would never stay there again.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I never will. Now I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna find some place with AC too. I was already never gonna stay. I was already never gonna stay.
You're like, oh, that didn't have to happen to stop me,
that
baby.
added to the. I was like, oh my god, like why is he trying to get into our Airbnb?
Oh my god,
it was crazy. It was fucking crazy.
That's so fucking.
It could have been my pit.
Thank God your dad was there.
I know, honestly, and Nick too. Like and he went with him to go like.
Your dad's like.
My dad's scary.
Your dad will shut that shit down.
Yeah, he will like. Minute. And my dad said that he obviously went along with it. He was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Because he doesn't want to like.
Make it so obvious. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, of course, like here's the guy's number, was like playing along. And then as soon as he came back to me, he's like, that guy's full of fucking shit.
He knew.
Yeah, he's like, we took a photo of the license plates, everything.
Good. Oh my God.
And I was like, it feels so like intrusive.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah, it's freaky. I don't like it. But that was our last night. So that was the last night that we were there. So I was like, okay, we're gonna leave tomorrow. We're leaving tomorrow. Like we're gonna be fine out of here.
Manny, what did I tell you my pet was?
Not shitting.
Is that it? Yeah. Oh my God. I told Manny my pit and I was like, I done forgot it. But I know he'll know. So my pit is not shitting.
It's not being a poopy girl.
Not being a poopy girl. Yeah. I'm a party girl, but not a poopy girl. You guys, this is
Let's talk about it. So that's what the podcast is for, though.
You're so right. It's for two. We're here. I'm in the right place. I'm in a safe place.
You're in a safe place.
Guys, I hadn't pooped for 5 days.
That when you sent me that voice note, it took me out.
Literally
5?
5. I was getting nervous today. So last night I ended up taking a laxative because I was like, I'm so bloated right now. I'm going to get pregnancy comments. And I'm like, I'm literally full of shit.
Literally.
Truly to the top. It's about to come out of my ass. Up to here. And I was to the point where I was like, am I supposed to still be eating if I have a shit in my days? Like, I was like, do I stop eating now? And like, I read online stuff to do and like, it's all bullshit. And it's like, drink more water. So I told Manny, I was like, Manny, I have drank, I think it was 16 8-ounce cups of water in one day. I was going through 16 fluid ounce bottles. So that would be, whatever. A literal ton of water.
And I think you ran a mile.
I did. And when I
exercise,
I literally ran a mile, just ran the straight thing to try to get my heart rate up, to try to get bowels moving. Because I feel like sometimes that does help. For sure. Like cardio helps your bowels to awaken. I did it all. The stretches, stomach massages, eating more fiber.
Literally everything you could possibly do.
I literally ate like a bowl of boiled broccoli. And just nothing, like not even like having to poop.
No, literally just nothing. You just added more to your stomach.
Sat on the toilet forever. Like I did everything. And so finally, I haven't taken a laxative in years, but I was like, It says take 1 to 2, so I took 1 because I was like,
just in case.
Yeah,
you don't want to shit yourself either.
Let me test the
You
waters.
wake up and you're poopy.
That's what Ty said.
No.
He was like, "You're gonna wake up with shit in the bed," and I was like, "I don't know."
No, not with. If you took 2, you never know.
You never know. But I only took 1.
Yeah.
And this morning, all hell broke loose in the bathroom. I have been in so much stomach pain, but I feel so much better.
Because it happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm on top of the world again.
The sweet relief.
Oh, the sweet, sweet relief. I know there's more in there.
I've never in my life gone 5 days to not shit. You know what I used to have?
When you had surgery.
6th grade camp.
Oh, wait, what?
No, not even then. 6th grade camp.
Oh, really? You couldn't
I never
poopy.
pooped the entire. I never, like, during the camp, I never shit the whole time in 6th grade camp.
Here's what's weird. This has happened to me multiple times in my life when I didn't eat properly.
Okay.
But this hasn't happened to me in years.
Also, you were eating, like, not bad.
No.
That's why it's weird.
It's weird. Me and Ty were also trying to, like, calculate, like, what's going on. I'm like, I've had just, like, all the normal foods, veggies, salads.
Yeah.
You know, nothing weird, nothing to block me. I also cut like a lot of dairy out of my diet once I couldn't poop because sometimes I hear that like cheese and stuff can block you. So I was like, I won't eat any cheese.
It's a literal block of cheese just right on your hole like that.
Literally yellow cheddar.
Yeah, stuck to it.
And it just, you guys, it's been a real nightmare for me. It's been a real nightmare. But X-Lax, one
Saved
pill
the day.
took me out of the game.
It took you out.
It took me out. If I took 2,
oh, it's a wrap.
Honey, call 911.
Yeah, we're
Call
gonna need the FBI, SWAT. We're gonna need it all. There's just no way.
So that's my trauma, and I'm passing through it. So now I'm
and
like,
it's passing through you.
and it is finally passing through me. But now I'm like, okay, I'm scared now because I'm like, well, now that that's ran through me, what if I don't poop for the next 5 days again? Like, what if this is a thing I'm in?
A cycle. No,
Yeah.
there's no way. No, don't even say that because honestly, like that's when issues rise and people have to like get like their intestines cut out and like ostomy bags, and that's when it becomes like an issue.
I'm like, don't even.
But that's like if they haven't like shit for 6 months.
Elvis. Erin literally walked in while I was pooping. She was like, "You smell terrible, and you're gonna die like Elvis." And I was like, "Get the fuck out."
Get the fuck out of it. As it's like coming out of you, you're like, get the fuck.
I was like sweating on the toilet, and I'm like, you just come in here to talk shit to me.
While I'm shitting.
And I'm suffering. Be nice. Be nice to me.
It's like bridesmaids. You're like this.
Yeah.
The sinks are
She
gone.
literally looked. She was like, "You're going down like Elvis." And I was like, "Erin,
Get out of here now before I hurt you."
Very sympathetic to my needs.
Yeah. Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's trauma.
What's yours?
Okay, my pit of the week. Okay, so I recently there was a new like drug that just got passed by the FDA for vitiligo, and it's a cream. It's a cream you apply.
Topical.
A topical cream you apply for 6 months to a year, and they said they had like 50% people like got repigmentation, which I'm like, that is like insane. Like that's a lot for repigmentation of your spots. And so I've had vitiligo for the last like 6 years, and I've gotten more used to it as time's gone on, but it's not something that I'm like comfortable with either.
Right.
Like it's something I still am insecure about. I can't just be like, it's fine. Like I'm not at that spot, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'm gonna see if I can get this cream and buy it. And so that's a cool moment. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go to my dermatologist.
You went to the dermatologist.
And she prescribed it to me. She's like, okay, so this is the issue. And I'm like, what? What's the fucking issue now? She goes, my clients are having a real hard time getting the cream because it's not covered by insurance. And I was like, what do you mean it's not covered by insurance? Because I'm with Kaiser. Like I have insurance, and you know, I can get things sent to Kaiser.
So what is it? A cosmetic?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like essentially like a cream, like a 60-gram cream.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Like how much is it? Because I'm thinking like it's gonna be like $500.
You're gonna splurge because the cream would probably last you years.
I would say like a year because you have to like apply it twice a day.
Okay.
So I'm like, it lasts me like at least like a year.
Like
I was like, how much is like $500, $600? She goes, it's $2,000.
That's a Chanel bag.
I said, what? She's like, it's $2,000.
Are you kidding?
And I'm like,
That's so stupid. Like,
$2,000?
Who is buying that? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, because insurance isn't covering it. She's like, clients are having a hard time because it's not covered by insurance.
Oh my god.
And I was like, okay. I was like, is there? Because like usually with creams and stuff like that, there could be a code, not a code, a coupon.
A lot of times pharmacies have dramatic discounted coupons.
Insane ones. So she's like, okay, we're gonna go look up little coupons. No coupons anywhere.
Oh,
nowhere. Nice. And so I'm like, okay, why don't we try to see if we can cheat the system? Send it to Kaiser. Yeah. I have with Kaiser, so I'm like, maybe like if I get it through Kaiser, it'll be fine. So we send it to them. The Kaiser calls me. They're like, it's gonna be $2,100.
Oh gosh.
It's gonna be $2,100, and I was like,
more. They're like, we'll charge you more for going through us.
Some more. So I ended up going and buying the creams. I do want to see.
You?
I did. I ended up buying it because I just want to know.
I'm dying to know now. Obviously, we'll have to wait in time.
Yeah, and I've used it for so far one day.
Okay.
I've only used it for one day so far.
Are you excited to see?
I'm excited because I'm very intrigued to see. Because the thing is, for me, what's pissing me off is like I have vitiligo around my eyes, and that's like what really annoys me is like around my face.
You're trying to put it there.
And that's like where I want it to be, is put it underneath my eyes and around my eyes. That's where I want it to be gone the most.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like it off like my dick. That would be nice too.
Are you going to try it on your dick?
I will if this works. So if it works,
smart.
I'm like, I'm going to try it here because that's such an immediate, like I can see if it's working.
Smart.
And I'm also putting on this spot. So I'm like, I'm going to put it here and then I'm going to put this little spot.
That's good.
Just because it's a test.
It's a real good test.
And like, because here it's harder to tell I have it on my face, but I know it's there.
But if that
my
starts
finger,
coming
like
back,
I
you're
can,
in business.
I'm like, oh shit, like I can
you're
really tell.
You're gonna be in good business.
So my pit is the fact that I had to spend $2,100 on a cream.
That's mind blowing.
For something that like is like an ailment. It's like not a disease, or what would it be called? I guess it's a skin condition.
Yeah, it's a skin condition.
So that's where I'm at. I just spent $2,100 2 days ago.
That is crazy.
And I literally couldn't even believe it, but I'm so intrigued to know if it would work. Yeah. And the thing is, what's gaggy too is I spent $2,000 to see if it might work.
Yeah, to not even know you're going to get results.
I don't know if it's going to get results.
It's like 50%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really crazy. Well, I'm intrigued now to know. So you definitely have to update us like through your progress to see what happens.
I definitely will.
If nothing happens,
I'm just tired of big pharma.
Pissed. Oh yeah.
I'm tired of big pharma.
Literally.
Even the whole like the insulin thing.
I cannot
it's crazy.
imagine. Like families literally go broke all the time due to medical expenses.
It's literally crazy. I mean, like I have a friend who has. His sister is diabetic, and she needs insulin, to like continue to live and function. And every 2 weeks, she has to spend $1,000 on insulin.
Holy crapola!
Mm-hmm.
How?
That's why a lot of people will go to Mexico or Canada to get insulin.
I know I would,
because it's so much cheaper there.
I know I would.
Mm-hmm. And that's like for people like they need that to live. Like it's like they are diabetic. This is a
necessity. Like it's not an option for them.
No, it's not an option.
How scary.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow, that's horrifying.
It's horrible. So we need to start fixing the healthcare system because that's a different episode.
That's a different journey.
That's a different journey. That's a different situation at hand.
Dang.
But yeah, that's my current pit. But let's see. It could hopefully it turns into a peak.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens with it. Even though I mean it's so expensive, but let's get an update after you've been using it for maybe like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
because things like that always take a lot of time.
Oh, literally forever. Because like my spots take so long to even grow.
We dealt with vitiligo a lot when I worked at the dermatologist.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And it took so long for them to get any kind of results or anything like that.
It's just like a slow mover, for sure.
Because it's like your body has to be like, oh, like maybe.
Yeah.
Also, like because the cream itself,
same thing
what
with
it
melasma.
does.
You know, it's like the opposite.
Opposite, darkening.
Like a lot of women. I mean, men can get it too, but would get the melasma on their face. Oh yeah.
That's like the pregnancy causes. That's like I see where it's like the most is from pregnancy. It's like their body like literally attacking them. And it's crazy because vitiligo, like the cream, what it does is it's supposed to like be an inhibitor of your like immune response there. So it's like you put it on and it's supposed to inhibit your immune response.
It's kind of crazy they were able to figure that out through a topical.
I know.
You know? But I mean, your skin absorbs everything that you put on it. Your skin's your largest organ. It's absorbing everything.
All the time. But it was meant for eczema. So they found out that it worked for vitiligo, I think. That's how the cream came to be. They're like, oh my God, the people are getting repigmentation.
Do you know something interesting? While I was working in dermatology and something I never thought of, a dermatologist, I'm not saying any names, but a dermatologist, I remember like a patient was like, is this self-tanner fake if your skin's absorbing everything?
And it was
is self-tanner fake?
I'm sorry. Is it safe? I'm
safe.
so sorry. My brain's on 50%.
It is.
Yeah.
It is fake.
It safe? You're like, I can answer that one. Yes. Is it safe since everything is being absorbed?
Totally,
you know?
Totally.
I think at the turn, the dermatologist I was talking to him about your skin absorbing product. Mm-hmm. And they were like, well, it gets washed and cleaned out through your kidneys. And I'm just like, excuse me, I am putting, you know, so I don't know, it's just like scary to think about.
100%.
You know, and our FDA approves anything and everything.
Yeah.
So it was just scary how
Thank God for our kidneys, honestly.
I was in that room like this. What did you just say? Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I remember, like, when I was studying, like, health science in school, and, like, you find out your kidneys, that's literally what they're for. It's to, like, clean out everything.
Everything
and
that
I'm like,
you're absorbing in goes through. I never in my life even thought about putting on a self-tanner. Not that I'm saying it's toxic or bad for your kidneys, technically, but just the thought of me putting self-tanner through my kidneys was, like, a no-go for me. I don't know. It was, like, shocking.
It's shocking.
I definitely have continued to use some, but.
Same.
While being shocked.
No, you're like, oh my God, this is crazy.
My kidneys deserve better.
I'm so sorry. That's why it's so important to drink a lot of water.
Yeah,
that's what helps your kidneys function better.
Absolutely, and it literally is the fix all pretty much. I mean, everything. It's not, but it is the water drinking. Well, we're gonna take a break.
Yes, and
then we'll be right back to jump into the drama of this week's rapid fire.
Oh, we'll be right back.
I'm back.
Home Alone.
We're back. We're back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back, and the tea is hot. Shall we begin?
We shall. Let's go and start off with our rapid fire.
Dun, dun, dun,
first things first. Let's go and talk about Mr. Andrew Tate. Mr. Andrew Tate.
I'm about to roll my eye up out of my head.
Literally into outer space. Yeah.
Oblivion.
Into the oblivion.
Let me tell you something. We're thinking about doing a deeper dive on this.
Yes, we are.
So let us know.
Like a deep dive on Mr. Andrew and just kind of talking about like who he is, what he's about, how he became who he is. Like he kind
of came out of nowhere in a weird way.
That's why I feel I'm very intrigued to like figure out who he is. So almost like researching and being like, what do you do? How did this even happen? Like, why are you like literally like the most like viral dude right now?
Because I feel like 5 minutes ago, like really, he only had a small group of people that knew who he was, like a small category of people. And then all of a sudden the whole world knows who he is overnight, which I know for a fact he loves.
Oh, he's like obsessed with that.
He definitely loves. He definitely loves
the reason we're bringing him up right now is because of the whole idea of him being blocked off all social media.
So if you guys don't know who it is, I'm sure you've heard the name surface around or the conversation about him surface around. He was a kickboxer. He's done so many things, which that's more of a deep dive. But I think reality TV and kickboxing's really where he got his first claim to like being known.
Totally.
And then, anyways, he's a misogynist. Dude who's known for like saying really incredibly hurtful, outrageous things online and getting those sound clips to go viral, which gives him a lot of attention and following. So because of this, he's now blocked off all social media as well. Social media has deleted his accounts.
So he's like the self-proclaimed king of toxic masculinity.
Yes, he loves it.
And I'm like,
he loves it. That's what he promotes.
That's what he promotes. Like,
that's what you're seeing.
That's what he's about. He loves the idea of like men being providers and women being the like lesser than stay at home wife, take care of the kids. That's what he likes. Like that's his thing.
That's what he promotes.
Too. So that's kind of what he's about. The reason that he was actually blocked off socials was because I was seeing some of like the articles, and it was about how the social media accounts and people are saying like, you know, he's like building this like almost army of young men who are following him
that love that kind of stuff.
Potentially really be so harmful to like actual society.
He's like ramping up young men to
what's it called, like a cult leader almost.
Yeah,
it's giving cult leader energy.
That's the vibe that's going on, I would definitely say.
But I just saw he was banned from TikTok, banned from Instagram,
those are like honestly the two main social medias he was on. And so both apps, who are owned by completely different companies, decided to ban him for good, permanently.
The clips that have gone viral, you guys have probably seen them, where he's talking about like how like women are property.
Yes.
And he's like, well, if my girl does OnlyFans, I should be getting 80% because she's my property.
Yes.
That's like how he talks, and that's his thing.
One of many horrific statements that he said. But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. He continuously makes these statements because of the amount of attention that it brings him, and he eats it up, and it like works for him. There's definitely an audience for everyone, and clearly he's found that male audience that supports him in that disgusting journey. So
I'm like, I can't believe like there's a male audience that is like full misogyny. It's just so weird to me.
I know, which goes to show you like misogyny is real.
Yes.
And like there's actually a huge audience out there that supports
like,
it.
Yeah. The comments on his post are like, yeah, I so agree with this. Like, for sure. And I'm like,
okay,
where do y'all live?
I hope, there's a lot of things I hope, but I just won't say here today.
I hope many things.
Want the men that like leave those social media comments and like support it. Like I just want them to have to wear it on a t-shirt to make sure their boss knows, any women in their life, any mothers that they have, grandmothers they have, daughters they have, women that respected them should know their actual thought process on what they think about women.
I agree. Because I want to know what they look like too.
Things like that slip under the rug, the support for Andrew Tate, and
I feel like it's like behind closed accounts.
Yeah, always.
The gag is too like his like, so he has like that one online course thing, right? That's what he has, and it has like last time I had like 127,000 members that pay $50 a month to learn how to like get rich quick. That's like his whole thing. And so I'm like, he has this like little army that's grown, so he's gained like 3 million followers in 2 months. So this isn't like some type of little like small thing. He's
more relevant right now than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I saw
he's
that.
being Googled and searched more than Kim Kardashian right now, breaking records. And a lot of that's because people don't like him and there's so much drama surrounding him. So they're just interested. It's not necessarily all supporters, but he does have a lot of supporters. And this is it's a problem. And anyways, the story runs a lot deeper than this as to like what's going on, where he came from, because he kind of came out of nowhere. I feel like
he came out of nowhere.
TikTok really because TikTok would take the podcast clips of outrageous stuff he would say and like blow it up because obviously
he's very polarizing.
Yeah, it's polarizing, and he knows what to say to trigger people. He knows what to say to get that attention. I
don't like him.
Honestly, me and Manny already kind of deep dove on him and watched a lot of like where he came from. And this isn't new for him. This is the person that he is put out to be online for a really long time. Since the beginning, since he was young. Like this is like kind of like who he is. My point is, I don't think he's doing this for show. I think he genuinely believes what he's saying, and I think he loves the attention he gets off of it.
Same.
That's my thoughts on it. Allegedly, that's what I think, and I think that's why he keeps doing it. I think if he didn't get any attention, I think he likes the negative and the positive attention.
Yeah, he wants it all.
I think if he got zero attention from it, I think he wouldn't do it.
He would do something else to get another attention.
I think he would find another way, but he's gonna find a way to get attention, and that's what he wants is attention. It's
not my vibe. It's just like not my like guys like that are like the complete opposite of people I like. Obviously, it's like especially like as being like a gay guy, like I've always not felt super comfortable around straight men in general.
Those are the ones.
But those are specifically the
ones
that give me such like, they would like call me the F slur in my face, like very that energy where just like saying like almost like I'm a subhuman because I'm not straight.
It's people like that I think are actually dangerous people.
Me too, and that's why he's off social media.
I've met
because he's dangerous.
Maybe 2 people that are like act like that and like behind closed doors. It's honestly like dangerous. They're dangerous people. It's scary, and this is what we know. What don't we know?
Yeah. He gives me very God complex narcissism vibes.
I would say the number one complex that he has that is just so apparent is narcissism. Like it's so obvious. And I don't think he's any hero here.
No, definitely not. He just like, it just freaks me out. The whole idea of it really freaks me out.
Yeah.
I just don't like people like that, and it like gives me the heebie-jeebies, if you will.
The more you like learn about him, the more you're like it just gets worse and worse.
We have to do a deep dive like on him.
Because there was a second I was like, oh, well, he's doing this now because he's figured out a way to get attention. But then like deep diving, I'm like, oh no, this is who he is.
Yeah,
but he keeps doing it and like ramps it up because he knows he gives them attention, obviously. But I don't know.
I just can't imagine wanting that kind of attention. Because it's so negative too.
But I think you would have to be, my opinion, I think you would have to be super narcissistic.
Narcissistic, yeah.
To
want all attention.
Want negative attention. Even if it's attention, it's attention. I just watched the TV show Staircase. They've done documentaries on it for years and years and years. I mean, so many like movies, documentaries on the story of Michael Peterson. Did he push Kathleen, his wife, down the stairs, or did he brutally murder her?
Right.
Huge mystery. Well, his behavior throughout it is like any attention is good. He's a narcissist for sure. He loves attention.
Yeah.
He loves to hear himself talk. Andrew Tate, in my opinion, loves to hear himself talk.
100%.
Loves nothing more than to hear his own voice running. And so I don't know, like a lot of the behaviors, because watching this show, The Staircase, you guys should watch this on HBO. They like.
Is it a documentary?
No, they did a reenacting, like based on true events.
Got it.
And it's so well done. Like it's so well done, you can't take your eyes off the screen. So well done. But the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this narcissist.
Yeah.
And so then jumping into Andrew Tate, I'm like, not saying he's murdered anyone or would push a woman down the staircase. Right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the tendencies of the love for attention, whether it's negative or positive, comes from that narcissistic trait. And I see it in both men.
Absolutely. I can agree more.
It's a really dangerous trait. Narcissism is extremely dangerous. And if you've ever dealt with one in your real life, you've probably dealt with a tumultuous situation.
It's spooky. Because they just can't see past their own emotion and what they want to see. Narcissists have no empathy. They have no idea what's going on with other people, what they're feeling. Don't give a fuck about what they're feeling. So it's a very scary thing because naturally humans empathize with others, so they know how to act right in situations.
Like an obsession with self, like an absolute obsession with anything and everything, attention, anything for themselves, which is just. I don't know, there's a lot of different traits that lead into narcissism, but I personally think Andrew Tate has a very huge narcissistic complex.
I couldn't agree more. So we'll deep dive on him later, I feel.
All right. Our next topic is also not good.
Also, it's spooky as well.
Also not good. So Kim K, as you guys know, she was robbed in Paris, tied up. And
I mean, when she tells the story, like I remember I saw that one that it was like a clip of her talking about the story.
With David Letterman.
Yep. And it was like, it's so hard to watch.
It is. It's hard to watch because, you hear about these things happening, but for someone to actually like describe everything that happened, to speak out on it, to see their real emotions, it kind of impacts, it makes you like realize like how horrifying it is.
Absolutely. And like, because I feel like a lot of people don't get that kind of platform to talk about something like that. But because Kim K is so seen and so searched and so in the public eye, for her to talk about this story, it gives like it sheds so much light on the real traumas that go with something like a robbery.
I'm looking up the statement right now because it's short, but here it is. But I just wanted to read it.
So the robber made a statement, by the way. That's what we're saying.
Which, by the way, who's interviewing the robber?
Weird. Already fucking weird.
To show you guys right here, the media will do an interview anyone for a click. This is it. They are interviewing the robber.
Yeah.
The robber.
For a headline. For a headline. Click. Yep.
So remember that. Anyway, she said, I knew her husband was Kanye West, but I didn't know who she was. So the robber didn't know who Kim K was, but he always liked this huge star, Kanye West. He said, I saw one of the shows with her on it, and he saw the clip where her diamond earring fell out in the ocean. He says it fell into the pool, but obviously it was the moment where she's like, oh my God, that was like $10,000. It was either like 17 or 10,000. Yes. This huge diamond just falls out on keeping it, and he thought to himself, holy crap, this woman's got a lot of money and obviously a lot of jewelry. And he said he thought, this lady doesn't care at all, like she's loosey-goosey with stuff.
Got it.
She's rich, She's got all this money. Care. She don't care. So he said guilt. No, he doesn't care. Like.
So he doesn't give a shit.
No. She's rich. She deserved it.
I hate people like that.
I
can't stand this fucking asshole.
I know. I literally.
Are you kidding me?
Like, why are we giving?
You just traumatized her.
Cancel. Why are we canceling Andrew Tate? Let's cancel this fucking guy.
Let's cancel them both.
Like, why are we?
No, but seriously,
why are we not more like ready to take him down? You know, like that's
he's in Paris, right? I'm assuming he's in Paris. Like, you can't really do anything.
Yeah, it says Kim Kardashian's alleged Paris robber is speaking out about the very scary incident. Which who interviewed him?
Also scary for her, not for him.
I'm like, wow.
The fuck? He was like, I was scared too. The fuck?
Scared of what?
Scared of what? Like, that's crazy.
A monster. True monster.
He's like, oh, she deserved it. She's rich. She like is gonna get robbed regardless.
Yeah.
Might as well be me.
Might as well be me.
That's like what it sounds like in my head. Like it sounds like a fucking psychotic.
A monster. A true monster. Can you
just
imagine how
her
she
for life.
feels? Like, oh, they're interviewing him now? Like, can you imagine? Like, I thought I'd heard of everything. Oh, yeah.
I would blast that media site for doing that.
That's what they want, so she won't do it.
They want what?
They would want that. It's You're press. Right. Media likes anything negative or positive. Yeah. Media likes any type of attention. I see media all the time. Like they would like say things during the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case to get people riled up so they could get comments and
like
clicks.
The New York Post. Like they would say something.
Because that's how they make money. So to them, they like don't care about what they're reporting. It's how they keep themselves alive and make money. So it's like they would purposely post
crazy shit.
Yeah, crazy shit about the case to get the clicks, to get people riled up, to get people upset. Because honestly, most of the comments on their thing are like, why are you reporting on this? And like condemning them for what they're doing. But like media companies,
they don't care.
They don't care.
But also like I always think too with media companies, I'm like, how are y'all even afloat still? Like honestly.
Yeah, I know with social media and TikTok.
How do you guys people consume media so differently now
they do
than they did back then? That I'm like, how are you guys even still afloat?
I think maybe the stories make it even more ludicrous to keep them afloat.
And I think that's probably why. That's probably why they're doing, because they want to stay in business.
Yeah.
So they're doing like crazy shit just for the clicks.
Just for the clicks.
To stay alive.
Our next topic.
Our next topic
is a doozy.
It's another fucking doozy. Let me tell you guys. So I don't know if you guys saw. Catherine McBroom went off on Shyla. It's Shyla Walker, right? That's her last name?
Yes.
Shyla Walker. So, Shyla, this is how the story transpired.
Catherine McBroom is Austin McBroom's wife, the Ace family.
Ace family.
In case you guys don't know who that is.
Ace family.
The mom of the Ace family.
That's all you need to know is Ace family.
Ace family.
And now they're like, got it. It clicked in their head. So what happened was...
And Shyla dated Austin, who's the dad of the Ace family's brother, and they have a child together. So that's the connection between the two.
Laura just explained it perfectly.
Well, so you tell us the tea now.
So that was the backstory. The tea is that, so recently, Shyla wanted to take her daughter to Disneyland and do like this full VIP experience. Her with Landon, like the co-parenting, like take them together for the first time. He goes, I took her by myself, and like kind of undermined Shyla and was just like fuck this dude. Like he literally just took this happy moment away from me as well, because he just hates me, you know? So she blasted him on social media for it. And she was like, this fucking asshole literally took our daughter to Disneyland when I had already planned it all out and we were going to go together, takes her without me. And she got to experience all this without.
I have a baby opinion I want to put in there. I personally think, like, I don't know what it's like to deal with someone like him, because I haven't been in a relationship with a child in that situation. But I think they need to like keep their little Disneyland and this spat. They're going to have a million spats by the end of this because look who you're dealing with. But it's like, no need to go on stories every time he does something 100%. Dirty to you. 100%. You know what I mean?
Like, you don't have to make it public all the time.
We get it.
Like, we know that it's fucking trash.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't think she's trying to, like, specifically get attention.
Venting.
I think she's, like, literally fuming. Yep. And she wants to expose what a horrible person he is. I think that's, like, what it is. I don't think she's, like, trying to get attention. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. But I think it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, you're going to get attention regardless for it, because that's just kind of what the name of the game
it is
with what's going on. And like, you're also not putting it out there for no reason either.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're writing it in a journal where you're seeing it.
Right.
You're putting it on social media for a specific reason.
And that stuff spirals.
It's going to spiral. So,
and it did spiral.
And it did. And it absolutely did. So she ended up doing that. The whole thing happened. So Catherine ended up like going off because because Shyla went off about Austin in that same kind of thread.
So she ties in Catherine's husband now. Yep. So Catherine's like, all right, girl, now I'm going to speak up.
Exactly. Which I was also very shocked that she even said anything, to be quite honest. I was like,
what did she bring up about Austin? It kind of exposed.
She went like in. She like, she did like almost like bullet points of like, she's like, y'all are all right about Austin. And like, you're like, this is all alleged, obviously. She goes, yeah, Catherine knows that Austin's a cheater. Austin and his dad do sleep with women together, and they do like that thing. All these like, there's like a list of things. They're like, they're broke.
So they're broke. Shyla also mentioned that they did IVF to make sure that they would have a boy whenever a lot of their content was around like, is it a boy or girl? Yep. And they knew the entire time. So just kind of exposing them on like their phoniness on
the lies, all that kind of stuff.
At the end of the day, like I get it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, anyone that watches them pretty much knows and kind of like doesn't care, I think.
Or they're like children have no idea what's going on.
It's either one or the other. They know. They're kind of like, I get it, because they've been in so much drama. It's like how do you not know? And the audience is just like, are the people who are just like, they're fine with that, or it's children and they don't know. So at the end of the day, I kind of just think like everything she exposed them on, I was kind of like, well, yeah, but I was like, I feel like everyone like kind of like knows.
Yeah. When I read all those things, I was like,
check, yep.
Like I just like figured all those things.
I was like, it was like no new news.
Yeah, it wasn't new. But the new thing was the fact that Catherine was the one that actually ended up coming out being like, she called her out by name. She was like, Shyla's like,
I am not taking Catherine's side here, but like, of course she's gonna speak out. Like she came for them hard.
Her man.
Yeah,
she came for her man hard.
Well, the IVF thing, she came from Catherine and her man. She came for the Ace family.
The family in general. She came for
the family. So, of course, at Catherine, like you're going to poke a bear. You know what
I'm
saying?
Totally. Well, what was weird to me is that, like, so I watched, like, the whole, like, rant that Catherine had. And to me, a lot of it was, like, very contradictory to what it was. So she goes, you know, I know Shyla. I know, like, how she is. She's just lying for attention. Like, you don't even know what it's like for real women to get abused. Like, she says that. And then she goes into, like, literally, like, a minute later, she's like, you don't even know us like that. How would you know any of these things? You're lying about everything. You don't even know us. And she's like, so then how would you say you know Shyla, like, this and that, but now she doesn't know you?
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of it's very contradictory statement-wise. And so what really gagged me, and that, like, the thing that kind of, like, annoyed me was when she goes, I'm a girl's girl, and I believe women.
You can't say that in the same sentence where you're saying a woman is lying about the abuse and trauma that she's faced, which I think, I don't know. It's like, again, contradicts.
It just, again, it's like contradicts. Like, it's a very contradictory statement in general. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're going to say something and then the next sentence completely negates that exact one thing, that's not how an argument works.
Right.
You're literally just negating everything you're just saying.
Was this face to camera?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was like, stories.
IG
like
stories? No.
Mm-hmm. Stories.
So then she was just speaking.
So she was just talking.
She was just rambling on.
Yeah, she was talking. So, and I guess like when you're in a ramble, like you don't really you're not catching yourself
every little thing.
But that was like so strange to me because she goes like, you don't like imagine what it's like for women who really get abused and they get like hit. And then she goes like, you'll never know what it's like to go into. Like, you're just doing dishes and your husband comes home and beats you with the pan.
She said that?
She said that.
Okay, but, like, is Shyla not being abused because someone didn't beat her with the pan?
I'm like, there's more forms of abuse than just physical.
Yeah.
And, like, just because she wasn't hit by a pan in the kitchen
doesn't mean she doesn't know what abuse is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the statement, it was like, this is really, like, gaggy. Like, it was, like, not a good, like, I understand coming to your man's defense and wanting to say something. I get that. But, like, the statement was so inappropriate. And it was giving the complete opposite of girl's girl.
Wow. Oh, my God.
She's like, you didn't experience that. Like, real women suffer. Like there's real women that do get abused, and like that's really unfair to other women for you to say that. That's what she said.
See, this is where I go back to where it's like, Shyla, if you would have just like handled it because behind closed doors, because here's the thing, dealing with like a person like Landon, like you're probably gonna be dealing with these scenarios
for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Because you have a child.
Truly.
Like, honestly, like you have a kid together, like it's gonna be forever.
And so this is it. And so it's like, honestly, it seems to be making those situations worse by speaking out. Well, I get you. There has been like so many times in my career where I've wanted to like say something. Oh
yeah.
And I know what that does. It makes the situation continue on, and it's like not my job to serve justice. You know what I mean? Like
it becomes a storm.
Yeah, it becomes a storm, and it's like at the end of the day, what do I want? Peace? Okay, well, this is how we get it.
Yes, especially when like you're in shit. Like if you're dealing with so much shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're looking at the situation, it's like it's hard because obviously Shyla in a way brought it upon herself because she's the one that made like the first public move. Do the first stone.
It was a large stone.
It was a big stone.
It was a boulder.
She cast it. And so things kind of transpired from it. But if that never would have came to light, I don't think that Catherine would have gone on this rant. But I do think that Catherine looked worse doing it.
Yeah. Well, the 100%. Thing said. The thing said were like.
It's not. Like, it was so not. When I watched it, I was like.
Jeez, Louise.
It's just not. It wasn't giving girls girl, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's like very contradictory.
Yeah. So that was just like really, really wild to me. And I was just like, wow, this is happening.
Oh my gosh.
And the journey continues with them.
I think that like. Honestly. The Ace family feuds and like multiple layers of drama will never end as long as they're uploading. I think it will always chase after them.
Well, you know, it's because, you know, they say how like the haters are just going to hate.
Got it.
Moving on. And with that,
more important news, HBO is breaking their own app. HBO.
Period.
Let me tell you something about HBO. Quality over quantity. Top tier. No dust on their shelves. All plates cleaned.
Yes.
They don't play games.
I love HBO Max.
Let me tell you something. It's my favorite streaming service. HBO Max is my favorite streaming service.
Yep.
They do not buy cheap writing. The writing has to be subpar. Like,
no, literally, it has to be incredible.
Like, whenever they come out with like their own, The Staircase, by the way, HBO.
Is it like original?
So
that's why it's so well done.
So well done.
Euphoria, Game of Thrones,
The List,
True Blood.
Is True Blood HBO?
I think so. Yeah.
You guys watch The Staircase. If you guys like murder documentaries, it's not a documentary, it's a TV show, but if you do, watch The Staircase. But in further news, I'm looking up HBO TV shows so I can.
Oh yeah, and just so we get Showtime did Dexter. I was wondering who did Dexter. It was Showtime.
House of Dragons broke HBO. So House of Dragons is House of the Dragons, actually what it's called. I kind of wish it was House of Dragons.
Me too.
Like it flows a little better.
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon is the prequel to Game of Thrones. So it's the Targaryen family and what King's Landing and all that was like before Game of Thrones.
Like 47 years before.
Okay, so a lot more dragons in it, a lot more drama in it. The first episode had so much happened. So much happened. It felt like I watched an entire movie. And that was just episode 1. There were parts where I had to close my eyes.
Me too. I had to go on my phone and go on TikTok during this specific scene.
You know, I was like how Game of Thrones was really graphic?
Yeah.
This is like on next level. Like they are turning up the violence and just the drama. The stakes are high.
I just couldn't, like, when I see that being done, the acting is obviously so amazing that you feel like it's real.
Yeah.
But also so are like the visuals of it happening. Because I'm like, what kind of like prosthetic thing did you have to do to make this happen? Because it's literally wild.
Money. That budget.
It's money. HBO
the HBO budget.
It's real.
Honey, they're spending every penny on it.
They also do We're Here, which is a show I really appreciate on HBO as well. They do We're Here.
They also did Hacks.
Oh
yeah.
My favorite.
They also did Hacks. Succession, one of my favorite shows. Chernobyl. It's on the nuclear disaster that happened.
Yes.
Really good TV show. They did it. I mean,
they have great documentaries. I feel like they were really known.
I
feel like they're really known for documentaries too, though. HBO did a lot of documentaries that were really, really big.
Peacemaker. I mean, I'm telling you, like the one.
Not me thinking Peacemaker was Showtime.
Oh no,
it's HBO.
It's HBO. White Lotus.
Oh,
I know. I could go on and on. Like
they're amazing.
The shows that are like 10 stars. So basically, whenever they release House of Dragons on night 1, it streamed over 10 million views, which was the most like streamed show they've ever had, and it like broke their app, which of course is back up and running now. They just were not prepared. And let me tell you something. I feel like it. Like sometimes when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, for that show. But this show, I do feel like it makes sense because after I watched it, I'm like, they gave it all.
They really did.
They brought the dragons, the war, the violence, the whole
budget. Their whole bussy
went into this first episode. Yes. So I was like, and guys, that's on the first day, like whenever. So, because I know you guys are probably like 10 million YouTubers get more than that, but I'm like, YouTubers get more than that overall. This is on day 1.
And it's a streaming service that costs like $10 a month.
Jesus.
$15. I don't even know how much it is, but it's like, imagine getting $15 a month times 10 million viewers. And that's just like people that's just viewing. Day 1. Yeah.
So can you imagine, like me, I watched it 3 days later. Like, can you imagine?
I watched it yesterday, 2 days later.
I texted Manny immediately. I was like, Manny, if you haven't watched House of the Dragons, I need you to watch it as soon as you get home.
And I did. Like, okay. And I fucking loved it.
I get it.
And it was so good.
It was so, wasn't it great?
It was amazing. It was so good.
I thought I was going to like twiddle on my computer a little while watching it. And I was like,
well, honestly, I will say, like, watching it, I have a hard time remembering like names and places. God, and like
it's so hard.
That
the way
show
they talk
is so tough.
Yeah,
I have to put subtitles on, even slightly understand
what's happening,
because it's so hard to follow along in the Game of Thrones world and vibe and stuff like that. So I'm like, while I'm watching House of Dragon, I'm like this.
Oh, that's me. And we get half the story.
Yes.
Because I watched Game of Thrones 2 times. And let me tell you something. If you watch it twice, and if you're me, like, it's hard for me to comprehend that much at once. Like, it's hard for me to understand everything.
The names are hard.
I cannot tell you how many times I've, like, dead serious, like, flat out watched a TV show with Tyler. And I look at Tyler, I'm like, what happened?
What just happened?
And he will explain everything that's going on. But I'm watching. I'm just like.
And it's like.
Yeah, just woo. Like it got deep.
It's just wind going right through your ears.
Right through my goddamn little pea head.
Right through your pea head.
Right through my pea head.
No, I love it. Well, I love HBO Max and I want them to stay forever.
Forever.
Because I'm obsessed with them.
They're so good. I just love it. They bring variety too. All those shows I listed are completely different genres.
They honestly, if you want a good show, HBO Originals.
That's what's good too when HBO Original comes out, because you know whenever you're on other apps and you're just like, I don't know if this is gonna be good, but I'm gonna try it. Yep. You can pretty much get a guarantee that you're gonna enjoy an HBO Original.
Yep. They also did the Mayor of Easttown, didn't they?
Yeah, they did Mayor of Easttown, which where's season 2?
Well. I know.
Where is season 2?
That was also amazing. Mayor of Easttown was incredible.
That one took me on some turns.
Yeah, that was a journey.
What's another TV show you've been watching right now that you love? Mine was The Staircase because I just finished it.
That was your thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I haven't even watched anything recently because I was in Hawaii last week, so I wasn't even like focusing on anything. A little
less on TV.
Well, you know, Motherland, Fort Salem. That's my show.
Got your go-to.
And tonight is the series finale.
And
I'm devastated because it's done. Really? The show's done. But honestly, it got 3 seasons on Freeform. And apparently, like, if a show gets past 2 seasons, it's like a miracle.
That is.
In this world.
So they consider a show successful if it gets past 2 seasons.
And I was like, it had 3. So I'm very proud.
That means it was successful.
Of Motherland, my little witch show. I'm very proud of it.
You know what show I know you would just eat up and love? And I've started it. And Erin's already seen the whole thing, but she rewatches it with me because it's a teeny bopper show, but it's so well done. This summer, I Turned Pretty.
Oh, on Amazon?
Is it Apple or is it Amazon?
On Amazon. I've watched the first episode so far. I watched the first one. Belly, right? With Belly?
To All the Boys I Loved Before, it's the same writer.
Oh.
That's why it's so good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
I need to give it more of a chance. I watched the first episode and I was like, okay, like maybe I can get into this.
I think I'm on episode 3 and I'm in tears.
I'm watching Loot right now, obviously.
I finished Loot.
I'm watching Loot right now.
Apple TV also has some good shows.
Bangers.
Apple TV. Oh.
See, that was on
Apple TV is creepy. Have you guys seen Blackbird? Oh.
With the hottie? With
yes. Karen? It is so good. So it's again one of those shows that they turned a documentary into a TV show like The Staircase. It's the same thing where back in the day there was a killer and he's in prison for killing young girls. He's killed a lot of them, but they need a confession to hold him in there to really, because he's in there until his court date.
Got it.
So they need to nail him. So they need more of a confession.
But they know it's him.
But they know for a fact it's him. They just need more evidence. So there's this really hot guy. He's really swaggy. He played sports. And he's gotten himself into trouble selling cocaine to like high up people. And he's making good money. And he's trying to support his family. And he's like a super slick hotshot guy. Get it? Okay, so he gets sentenced to 9 years in prison getting caught up. Yeah. So in prison, he was there, I think, for a year. And he did really, really well in prison.
Yeah.
Like he kind of started a porn business there. All the guys guys loved him. He's just this charismatic guy that everyone loves.
Oh my God, it's like me.
Yeah, if you went to prison, it's you.
I would do well in prison.
Yes.
No, I don't think I would actually. I'd become someone's bitch.
So basically, the feds are like looking for someone that's like that to go convince this guy to be his friend.
Yes.
And get a confession out of him. So that's kind of like the premise of the show. I won't tell obviously more details of what happens, but that's like the basis, the premise of what. It's a true story.
I'm going to watch it.
And it is so good. I binged the whole thing, I think, in like 2 nights.
No way.
Yeah,
so it was
and
like
I
you were
seen
in it.
Multiple people put on their IG story, have you guys seen Blackbird? And I'm like, yes, bitch.
Oh, I'm watching it.
You guys got to get into it. Blackbird.
Tell
Apple
me
TV.
Tell me why we can low-key do an entire episode dedicated to shows and movies you love.
Oh,
we literally because we are like such movie people. We love, like, I love to indulge late at night when I'm like exhausted and I'm brain dead. I want to like watch something.
Me too.
And just like relax and go to bed.
Such a good way to relax. Oftentimes me and Manny will try to watch the same TV shows so we can converse.
Yeah, so we can have our meetings about it.
I'm like, conversion.
And I'll be sending voice notes like, did you watch last night? What do you think of this? How was it? That's literally us.
It's true.
Like, I love having shows with Laura. Like, we're getting like, okay, let's watch it.
We be deep diving.
We do.
All right, last topic, Manny.
Last topic.
Pink sauce is back and better than ever, baby.
I can't believe like, this is the story that ended up happening.
I wrote down the name of the people that basically invested. It's like Dave's Gourmet, I believe it is.
Yes, okay,
So a company basically has, I want to say invested. They've like taken on. They took the pink sauce company, the TikToker that created. We talked about it in a past episode, under their wing, and they're now going to have it served in restaurants and put it in stores. Which obviously, Dave, I think it's Dave's Gourmet. Don't quote me on it. That took on the pink sauce,
the journey,
and I think they're going to regulate it.
I mean, I would think that when you have like a very reputable company that's going to help take you under the wing. It's going to be regulated. Things are going to be going correctly. There's not going to be any fuck ups. I mean, there might be, but not as much as it potentially go if you're just like making it yourself.
Yeah, if you got the big dogs in there,
it's going to be a little bit more smooth, secure.
A more secure package situation. So, but I think that's cool that like this really TikToker made it happen.
And the guy too, like she was getting wrecked.
She was getting wrecked. And she still made it happen. Even
with getting wrecked, and even with the whole FDA thing. And even with her thinking that F doesn't stand for food.
If that don't tell you
that anything can
happen.
I don't know
what does. So honestly, good for her.
More power to her.
It's called pushing through, and clearly she got connected, so she's trying to make it right and really make it happen. So that's so cool, I thought.
I mean, I remember seeing like a video of her. She was talking about like people like how they were making videos but completely like fabricating that they even bought the pink sauce.
I believe
that. Pretending to go to the hospital because of the pink sauce. And I'm like, I think that people were doing that for clout, for clicks and views.
Anyone will do, not anyone.
Most
people will do anything to go viral. So and that's why it's so important not to believe everything you see.
Yes, grain of salt, everything.
Grain of salt, everything. And like that hurt her. But look at her now.
Literally now she has a company under her, and like she might be literally in retail stores
and restaurants serving pink sauce. That's so fucking cool.
I want to try it when it's like regulated and really well done.
Definitely.
Like I want it. I will buy it.
Oh yeah.
We should do a video on it, like a YouTube video, like trying it.
Okay, I'm down.
Like when it's regulated and like good.
No, we're trying the raw stuff.
You already have tummy issues right now. Like you can't do pink sauce right now.
Maybe that's what I needed.
It would go right through you.
Maybe that's what I needed to loosen the bowels.
Yes, it would literally take your bowels as if it's like cleaner in a fucking pipe. Pink. Rush it out.
Just pink.
Oh, it's coming out like Pepto-Bismol.
Wow. Why is Ty giving me nasty looks?
Because he's a sicko.
Yeah, he is.
But that's it for today's episode, you guys. That's it for the rapid fire. We love you guys so much. Let us know who you guys want to see on full coverage. Guests down below.
Yes, please.
That live in Los Angeles.
Yes, please.
That would be really fun.
And don't forget to rate, like, and subscribe. And obviously, please comment who you'd like us to see. And we'll catch you in our next episode. Bye,
we love you guys so much. Bye.